Now, I remember we were talking a little bit about how you can use this power for, as a Sith Lord or a Jedi Knight. There is a light side and a dark side to this world. And what you've unlocked is a way of, really driving consumer behavior to buy from consuming the videos. And I'd love to know, what are the types of moral compasses you have in place to choose which kind of products or brands that you decide to work with?
Well, the first thing is I'm not trying to sell anything, which I feel is why I'm really good at selling. It's because I don't think it's not about selling. I call it inspiring people to solve their problems, right? Because if you try to sell something on sell me this pen, you can't sell like I don't know, it's fucking a cool pen. But if I'm like, dude, this girl's trying to get your number down, take the pen, put it down, like let's go. Like it's inspires somebody to wake up. It's like when you come at it with this inspiration attitude, it's way different and you're way more in it. And it's about inspiring people to solve their problems today. Now, there's a whole world of douchey selling, right? And inspiring somebody to solve a problem is not douchey at all. In fact, it's completely the opposite. It is you must inspire them to get off. If somebody's standing on a cliff ready to jump off the cliff, how far are you willing to go to stop him? Like, pretty far. I mean, some of these testimonials, like for Lifebook, are people getting their life saved and not killing themselves because they found Lifebook. So when I'm making a Lifebook ad, I'm thinking this viewer could be standing on a cliff about writing a goodbye to world Facebook post, and instead of jumping, they came across my ad and they're just going to watch it real quick because they're sucked in. So I have to pull them off the ledge. I got to use open loops to put all these hooks on them, right? To hook their brain, kind of like, the end of like a Dragon Ball Z episode or something where you have to watch the next episode. I'm doing all these copywriting techniques to hook you in, to like save you from jumping off this cliff so that if you jumped, you would spend the rest of eternity wondering what the heck that video was talking about because you just couldn't jump without seeing the end of this thing. So there's a lot of techniques there to hook people in. That must be done if you really are selling world-class products. And like for Mindvalley, for example, Mindvalley, every time someone signs up, every time I sell something, I'm getting someone to sign up for Mindvalley, which is like a life-changing thing, right? Really, when you first sign up to Mindvalley, it's a huge, huge, huge deal. So the revenue is not just like money. Those are like lives changed. Every dollar is a life change. So like Mindvalley must grow into this monstrous $200 million company because we would be selfish not to do that because we're trying to change lives. And the money is the people. If you don't pay, you don't pay attention. It's people putting their skin in the game and getting involved with their life and getting involved to expand their life. We must blow this up to the moon. These must be the biggest campaigns on the planet. The world depends on it, right? There's some stuff there. If you're selling great stuff, you have to. And your money that you're generating is this the no beat around the bush signal on how well you're doing, inspiring people to get off the level, right? And you have to generate as much cash as possible. If you really want to inspire as much people as possible, those are completely intertwined numbers. So that's cool. Now, we can go into douchey selling. So we can talk about douchey selling really quick. The first and the most douchiest thing you can do is sell a bad product. I would say sell a bad product. We don't have to label it. One douchey thing you can do is sell a bad product. That's easy. Most e-commerce products, people go cheap on the shipment from China or whatever on the AliExpress items, and that's how you build a business that dies, right? A crappy business you buy once and they go away. A brand you buy once and they come back to you. The life-changing wealth of e-commerce comes after they buy again on their own because you spent more on the product up front to make a better product and make a better experience, and that experience you spent on customer service, right? So when they called you, they liked it, so they told their friends about it, and then you get the life changing magic of a brand, right? When you have that experience, most people never get to that because they cheap out on the product, the customer service, the whatever. Right. So everybody flies away. And then it's a grind for them because all their advertising, they get the first sale, they work hard to get the sale, then everyone goes and it's like defeated. Why am I doing this? Oh, it's because you cheaped out on the business side of it, right? The community building, the relationship side of the whole thing, which is how people come back to you. And that's the part where your life transforms, where you take a small margin to give them an experience, and then they come back to you for more cool experiences, and you get more because you didn't have to pay for them to come to you in the first place. So first one, bad product. Second one, bullshit stories. Bullshit stories are a douchey thing that you can do. They're prevalent with a lot of the affiliate marketing world. But a lot of people don't know how to tell stories, so it's not as prevalent, right? But fake news is a thing, right? People learn how to use fake news for politics. People learn how to use fake news for e-commerce. People how to use fake news for all sorts of things. That's an advanced shady tactic, I would say. Most people don't catch on to that one so quickly. Um, Other douchey things you can do. Now, here's a douchey one that most people don't even know is douchey, and it's you. I put it in the tag of douchey um, because it moves you away from your goal, and that is selling with a lot of pain and fear. Pain, pain and fear. Now, there's a great example of this with this monster. Like, have you guys ever like a charity person who like is raising money to like help save the kids in Africa? You ever run into one of those people and they come to you and the first thing they say to you is, "This little girl's dying. Look at her crying tears. Look at her. She's dying. She's in
Yeah.
pain. And you need to fix this." Like they just like guilt trip you immediately. And what do? They get you. You're like, "Okay, fine, whatever. Okay, fine. Here you go." Right. But what people don't know is that you linked this painful experience to this person. You gave him money. So the guy who got the money thinks that it worked really well, right? Oh, I got my converting really high. When I show crying puppies, it's working really well. When I make you feel really, really bad, it really converts, right? When you take a knife and you stab it and twist it, it really converts, doesn't it? I remember when I was selling to these women, I'm like, why am I using the analogy of stabbing a knife to like women over 40? That's not the analogy I should be using here. You just start to have these little, what is it? I should be like holding their hand and walking them across the sidewalk. That's what I should be doing. What am I stabbing them for? Anyway, when you link this pain, when someone links a pain to you, all people only remember how you make them feel, right? And that's it. And then you see the guy coming down and that's the puppy dog crying guy. He's going to make me really, really sad. If I talk to him, you're sprinting the other way. You don't want to ever see that guy ever again. You never want to come back to the website. You don't want to see that brand logo again. You don't want to see that person. You don't want to buy the product again. You are out. You bought one time, but you are out. That is the epitome of douchey advertising and making people feel bad. Yeah, but that's a really secret one because copywriting teaches a lot of other things. You can't do that at Mindvalley. Mindvalley is all about it's just about praising the greatness in people, praising the monstrous wins that people have had that inspire people to get those wins, right? You got to tickle and pluck some emotional needles every time, but you want to do that 20% of the time is emotional pain. And then the rest is like some positive stuff. Just a little ramble there.
But I like it. And, I've been a part of Mindvalley for 9 years, right? So like I have nothing but love for the brand. They've done some amazing things. And it's an industry that is very sensitive, right? You're talking about personal growth education. You would think that most people that are out to teach people how to better themselves would be cautious about how they treat them in the sales process. And I think this was one of the great things I've seen Mindvalley do through the years is they really stepped up, understanding that the knife twisting seems good on the numbers initially, but then you're sacrificing the brand in the process. And I think what you showed, the different ways that people can find out like, oh yeah, that is a douchey technique. I shouldn't be dealing with this. Gets you at least to have a radar that's open to what techniques are out there. And that sneaky one is one that people should maybe look and think about how they can do business with better companies when you see the knife as being a priority twist over anything else.